Every mom I know has one question on her mind: what should I get made for lunch or dinner? Everyone at home wants to eat different food that's also tasty. And it's our job to sometimes take a step back and plan meals that are not only nutritious and well balanced, but also something that everyone will eat. Joining me today is Shruti Kainya, who is a nutritionist, who's going to help us plan just that. Hi Shruti, thank you for joining us.
Hi Jesal, thank you so much for having me.
So, I feel most kids are picky eaters, and it's so difficult to constantly plan and think about what they're going to eat and if they like it or not. And in all this, sometimes it's so difficult to actually have a larger perspective and think, is that even going to be a complete meal that I'm going to offer my child? So, what according to you is a complete meal for a child?
That's a very reasonable question that every mother faces. First things first, basically there is no particular food, but it is a mix of food groups that will make your plate actually balanced and complete. So you should focus on the important food groups here. Be it your carbohydrates, your healthy fats, your proteins, your fruits and your vegetables. When you mix them together, your plate is automatically balanced.
Speaking of carbs, I feel like they get a really bad reputation on social media today. Can you tell me what are the kind of carbs one can include in a balanced meal?
So to top it up or to add to what I earlier said, you can actually make sure that this whole grains are included because they're rich on your vitamins, minerals, antioxidants and most importantly fiber. They're fiber-rich grains.
Okay.
And when I say carbohydrates, not only it's a fuel for your body, for the energy, sustained amount of it, but also glucose is the only source of energy your brain can instantly use. So for your brain to function properly, carbohydrates are a must.
So now that we've spoken about carbs, what role does fats play in a child's diet?
So fats are basically a concentrated source of energy, and our fat source are actually the highest in our body. So it's the best source of energy whenever you need it. Secondly, it's extremely essential for the absorption of the fat-soluble vitamins like your vitamin A, D, E and K. So if you're taking these supplements without a fat-soluble source, like a fat source in your meal, the D is not going to be absorbed in your body. Secondly, it forms the architecture of the brain of a growing child because even your brain consists of cells which require important fats. Now, there's a lot of confusion between healthy fats, good fats, bad fats, and people get confused. It's very simple. You should focus on the unsaturated fats, which are like your olive oil, your peanuts, a little bit of ghee you can add to your kid's diet, or your seeds, nuts. Fantastic source of healthy fats. They should be a part of your diet. And when I talk about processed food items, refined oils, palm oil, hydrogenated fat, those are bad fats. Those are the ones that we try to avoid. So one more thing I feel that we should include is about dairy products.
Oh my God, can I tell you, half the mothers have stopped giving their children milk or any dairy products, and half the mothers on social media are completely pro-dairy. And sometimes I get confused whether I should be giving dairy to my family or not. So what are your thoughts on dairy? Because there's such conflicting views online.
I know it's a very controversial topic, online and offline as well.
Yeah.
But I would say do not get influenced by the information you see, but see that it's suiting your body or not.
Okay.
Because that's the best judge of you should take it or not.
Okay.
And you should be sure about the source of the milk that you're sourcing it from basically.
Yeah.
If you are confident about these two, you can freely include dairy in your and your child's diet.
Okay.
Because it is one of the most important sources of protein and calcium both. Important for strong bones, strong teeth, strong joint health. If you think you're not doing very well with dairy, not so comfortable, then you can include small portions of say yogurt, cheese or paneer in your diet.
Okay. So you mentioned that dairy is a great form of protein, and I feel that protein again is something that's over discussed on social media. So can you tell us a bit more about protein and how important it is for our child's growth?
Absolutely. So protein is one of the most important macros food group, but it's highly neglected one at times because people don't understand how to balance it, how much to have. Now, every cell in your body, from your head to toe, is made up of protein. That is its importance in your body. It not only helps in building muscle, which people think protein is for, but for recovery, for repair of the damaged cells and tissues, and for the overall growth of the body, protein is one of the important factors. You can include wide range of sources. Try to include more of complete proteins like your dairy products, as I mentioned for that. But you can include your sprouts, your pulses, your lentils, your eggs, your meat, your fish, everything in small portions throughout the day to get your protein right.
You know, I've heard that 54% of Indian children are not growing well. Either they're underweight or they're overweight or they're not growing well in height. What do you think is the reason behind this?
So, as I said, balanced meal is completely important, but India per se as a nation, we have heavily carb based.
Yeah.
So it's a very carb intense country.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that protein is included, which generally gets neglected, and the meal becomes again very dicey. Some portions of carbs are more, sometimes protein is there, not there. So
Yeah.
not balanced.
Yeah.
Now protein is important not only for your mental growth, but even for your physical growth. So for
Yeah.
your weight, for your height, for your bone health, for your joint health, for your strength, muscle, everything. And also, did you know that hemoglobin, your red blood cells, is actually made up of protein plus iron?
Oh, okay. I've heard that India is a largely anemic country, which means that all of us have low levels of hemoglobin inherently. So that's a huge contributing factor to our child's immunity as well, right?
Absolutely, and that is the reason a lot of good quality protein sources are actually rich on iron too, because they go hand in hand.
So how do I make sure that my child is getting enough protein to meet his daily requirement?
So as a parent, you'll have to be a little observant here and have to monitor simple signs and symptoms that your child's body shows. For example, if your child is always tired, low on energy, fatigued out, not able to concentrate very well, falling sick very often, not recovering quickly, all these basically will give you a hint that there is a nutritional deficiency and more specifically a protein deficiency. On an average, we recommend 0.8 to 0.9 grams of protein per kg body weight of your child. This can be divided throughout the day across the meals.
But that sounds really technical. Is there a easier way for mothers to identify how much protein to give a child per meal?
Yes, so as a mother, I also use a simple technique what we call the palm size. So the palm size of your child's hand is an indicator of the amount of protein that should go per meal.
Okay.
For example, if you're giving 3 meals and you're giving protein in each meal, so 3 palm sizes throughout the day. But a quick tip here, that if your child is very active, plays a lot of sports, outdoor activities, then along with high calorie requirements, his protein requirements will increase too.
You know, as a mom, I feel that we focus a lot on our child's carb intake at every meal. So we are always thinking about whether they've completed their rotis or their parathas or their dal chawal. And for us, that's enough. That makes up the meal. If they don't eat the other things, we're okay with that.
And I completely agree to this. You know why? Because in my practice, what I've observed is whenever parents or grandparents come with their kids, the opening line is, "Arey, ye 2 roti khata hai. Ye khali itna sa chawal khata hai." So my next question usually is, "Acha dal khata hai, acha sabzi khata hai," because you are trying to still see that is he eating a balanced meal or not.
So how do we then think of ratios when we are planning a complete balanced meal?
So not making it too technical, but trying to keep it easy. So if there's an ideal food plate, you would want at least 40 to 50% of it to come from whole grains, good quality carbohydrates, 20 to 25% to come from good quality protein, remember the palm size, the easy way, at least 5 to 10% from your healthy fats, and rest all coming from your fruits, veggies, and little bit of dairy. Try to make it as colorful as you can. The more color, the more rainbow color plate is, the better it is in terms of the nutrients your body can get. So it makes it wholesome by default then.
Got it. So now let's take some questions from our parenting community. We have a mother who writes in saying, "My child is 3 years old. He refuses to eat anything that is green in color. He wants to only eat his dal, roti and rice, and sometimes eats fruits. Can you tell me how I can include green vegetables in his diet that he will accept willingly?"
Again, a very common complaint. I can completely relate to this personally as a mother too.
Yeah.
So this is where, not just as a nutritionist, but as a mother, you need to be very creative, like literally wear the chef's hat.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not just the green that they don't like, but in the form that we give, they may not like
Yeah.
it. Try to change the form, try to change the recipe and see if they accept it. Force feeding the child, pushing the child to have it may not really work. So I'll give you my personal example. My son hates palak, spinach, but I know he loves Hulk. So what I did is I connected the green color of the palak with the Hulk color, saying that it is because of palak that Hulk is so green and so strong. I started making green dal dosas with palak included in it. And he loves these dosas because now the mindset is again kind of reset. In a way that the liking for the vegetable has developed with the association of something that he already likes. I don't need to force feed it anymore. He loves it. He calls for it samne se. I am very, very happy because it's like literally killing two birds with one stone. I made it nutritious with the palak added moong dal for protein and served with amazing chutney and sambar. So sorted.
We have one more mother who writes in saying, my 6-year-old daughter gets a lot of muscle aches and pains. How can I help her through nutrition if that's possible?
That is possible, but my advice would be if the pain is consistent and staying for a longer duration of time, do consult a doctor first to see that if there's any other kind of nutritional deficiency or any other issue per se with the bone health. If it's a nutritional deficiency, which in my opinion could be of low iron, vitamin D, zinc, or even it could be a protein deficiency, then follow the ideal meal plate that we saw, the rainbow color plate, to include all kind of food groups there to help recover better from that muscle pain. At the same time, make sure she rests really well. That is very, very crucial, and water intake is not compromised on.
So finally, Shruti, to wrap it up, can you share an ideal meal plan for a growing child? We'll also mention this in the description box below, so please check it out and download it from there.
Sure. So we'll try to keep it as practical as possible. One quick tip again, that whatever you eat first thing when you wake up, that has maximum absorption in your body. So having a good breakfast is very important for kids. So for example, breakfast could be anywhere between vegetable pohas, it could be vegetable upmas, dosas, chillas, or it could even be the yummy pancakes, but whole grain pancakes. Then mid-morning could be something like a fruit with some dry fruits and nuts. A glass of chash in this weather would be fantastic in summers. Lunch could be a simple dal roti sabzi with salad. It could be a masala khichdi with raita. It could be paneer parathas, or it could even be non-vegetarian like your fish curry or chicken curry with jawari or bajra rotis. Evening snack can be a little interesting because kids really look forward to it. So you can make it like masala idlis or mini idlis with chutney and sambar. You can make like an open khakra pizza or tricolor dhoklas for your kids. That kind of attracts them even more, and your nutrition is packed in it. The last meal of the day, which is dinner, make sure to add a dose of protein here. Keep it balanced because it is this protein which actually helps in rest and recovery throughout the night. So here you can have your anda burji if you like, with chapatis, your chicken wraps, your sweet potato frankies or aloo frankies. You can add yummy pastas, whole wheat pastas with lots of veggies. This meal kids look forward to as well, but keep it balanced. I know that I'm reiterating this fact, but water is extremely crucial because 70% of your body is made up of water, and kids don't understand the difference between the hunger for thirst or hunger for food. So indirectly or directly, water needs to keep on going on the system and they need to be hydrated. You can include beverages like your chash or coconut water for that. Include soups if they like. While I know that this could sound a little off topic, but even if you're having the best of nutrition, if you are not sleeping well or if your child is not getting at least 8 to 10 hours of sleep, his growth, mental and physical, both can be heavily affected. So sleep and water, specific focus on these two.
Thank you for sharing that, Shruti. Feeding children, I think, is one of the most difficult parts of parenting, especially if you have a picky eater, because you're always wondering whether your child is actually having a balanced plate. So I think tips from Shruti really will help us plan a complete balanced diet for our child. Thank you so much, Shruti, for joining us today. I think this video will really help a lot of parents across the country to plan balanced meals for their children.
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm very glad that this important topic is finally covered, because all mothers literally fight this battle at home on a daily basis. Absolutely. And I can relate to it. So thank you so much for covering this topic. I would request that please download the PDF because it has amazing options that you can try at home.
Yeah.
You can give us your feedback, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to get in touch with us.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode. I hope you got some valuable tips here. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel, and also hit the bell icon to get regular updates from us. You can download the Little Joys app from Play Store, and you can visit our website to shop our products, to consult with experts and to even join our parenting community. Until next time with yet another expert and another interesting topic, I'll see you later. Bye.